to go, mostly. Screen's a bit off, but we'll live with it. Anyways, Mirage Fly. Hello everyone, Mirage Fly here, bringing another game of Company of Heroes 2, this time for the May 7th Competitive Edition tournament. We're in our finals between Shadowwadda and HelpingHans. With me today is Tightrope, who will be our co-caster.
Yeah, had a short break, and now we're back into the action between these two guys. It's going to be what everybody hoped to see in SL, North America versus EU.
I guess
And
for
we're on
builds.
Arnhem.
Yep, as for builds, Kubo coming up, very strong on this map, because very spacious, lots of distance to travel. Kubo can begin capturing. Volks Grenadier will be following up after that.
Yep, I can understand Kubo on this map. Probably the best map for the Kubo, honestly. Shadowwadda going with US forces, though.
They've been a very major pick in this ESL tournament. Often picked up over the majority of other fans. We haven't probably seen US forces the most compared to Soviets and Brits. We saw Brits once.
Yeah.
Soviets not so much either. Kubo has captured the cutoff, is moving to actually engage rear echelon. Stern Pirates actually move first to the church. We'll be holding out there. Probably folks are actually not going to move straight down the reinforce, or are they? Kubo's moving to capture fuel now.
Yeah, bit of a race for the centre, as it often is in Arnhem. Just trying to control these central buildings.
In terms of territory, I think US Forces players going to have a bit more munitions, while Overcommand West is going to have its fuel shortly. Kubo will finish that capture.
Yeah.
Triple rifle coming up, nothing too unusual.
No, it's going to be interesting to see if he goes for another rifle, if he goes for the lieutenant next. It's probably the critical thing.
Very nice counter to Kubo, the lieutenant is. M20. Also will chase away the majority of the Volks are of the game, so as long as you don't get Fausted. And of course you got that LT with the BAR you can take on most infantry.
Still actually, still quite far away in terms of fuel from that actually, so he's just going to go for that extra rifles now.
Rear echelon taking 3 casualties. Volks Rendiers now supporting. Stern Pioneers actually get out of the building. Not sure where the Volks are going, jumping into the church probably.
Yeah, I think so.
They will stop with the Stern Pioneers, who will begin capturing this point here.
Here's Shadowwadda going with that rifle squad. Okay, he's sitting behind that truck, trying to shoot at range.
HelpingHans is mainly just stalling at the what?
He cancelled his rifle squad. He went for the mortar.
Mortar? Really? Well, it will be useful shelling Volks out of the church.
Yeah.
Of course, it will lower his anti-infantry firepower. HelpingHans is going for quad Volks. Those rifles may have a bit of issue.
He's also selected Rifle Company, I suspect, for those RE Flamers. And here we go, one's online right now. So that was his strategy all along. He capped that munitions really early so he could get this early rear echelon flamer.
However, his build is going to leave him more vulnerable to the infantry itself. Where we got Volks on a cutoff and there's more Volks than there are rifles. Need to be careful with that Volks Grenadier squad. They're at very low health. That one flamer burst could possibly kill them all. Mortar is also opening up.
Yeah, Shadowwadda's got some good control back in the centre of the map, and that can be really important in Arnhem. Controlling
Rear
the
echelon are
centre.
probably going to be forced away shortly. Kubo's here. Rear echelon are very low on health. Folks need to pull away from that engagement. 4th rifle.
Oh, don't lose your rear echelon like this, not like this.
I don't think the Kubo's going to get it. Kubo's terrible at chasing.
He's trying to...
Needs to actually hold position with the Kubo. Could harass the mortar or the rifleman. He needs to get his Kubo wagon out there actually now. More Volks have made their way to center, and we actually got a Raketin coming out. I guess he's predicting light vehicles, because it is US forces.
Yeah, well, he went for that earlier rotation in the other game, didn't he? But didn't see much use for quite a while.
Volks are going to be forced away from the center. All of HelpingHans' army is now moving its way either back or two from the front. Actually got a shoe mine on the left-hand side as well. If this 4-man rifle squad actually hits the mine, it's probably going to be a wipe. Look how low their health is.
Yeah. Shadowwadda there, I mean, he went for the better garrison control tools, and it seems to be paying off right now. He's definitely got the better map control. In spite of the Kubel.
Kubel is back and ready to go, though. Wonder what truck we'll see. HelpingHans does have a lot of resources. Could go with mechanized, or that's really up to him. Battle group. Cutoff has been assaulted and taken.
Yeah. Very hard to hold on to that northern cutoff, I feel. It's a bit tougher than the southern one.
Because you don't... I guess, but it's also probably harder to attack into the cutoff on the right-hand side. Because there are a lot more green cover positions. But Rifle Squad almost actually goes down there. That was a nice shot from that one, folks. That guy deserves a promotion. How are these Sturms need to get out of the open? Both sides losing their cutoffs.
Yeah, Kubel's so good on this map. That's why it's so good. It can just make those diving runs onto the cutoffs.
And it takes so long for infantry to relocate on this map.
Yeah.
Mechanized headquarters. Hopefully he can do more with his looks this time once it comes online. But once again, we got for US Forces Captain coming out.
Yep.
Sturm Pioneers are vet 1, so they can toss down those med kits.
And they have.
Kubel's once again just moving around the map. Volks are also setting up sandbags.
Yes, Mortar hasn't been doing much for the last.
It's been sitting mainly in the center. Guess it's alright.
Doesn't have.
But he's not moving.
Doesn't have very good range.
Yeah, it's pretty much designed to be constantly moving and supporting the assault. It's also very vulnerable to counter battery fire due to its lower AoE. Volks will jump out of that building. Is Hans actually going to dodge every shell that lands?
Yeah, that would be a nice trick.
See, the mortar doesn't really do much to garrison troops themselves. Needs to smoke it off with a rear echelon flamethrower.
And here it comes.
No one has field control at the moment, either due to the cutoffs or due to the Kubel. Mortar is still firing, only 1 kill though. That's a nice hit there.
Okay, Shadowwadda rebuilding his rifle squad now. I suppose this is a pretty low resource game, so does have time to.
Not sure how Pat's gonna do with mechanized. He has the resources standing by. Maybe go for a Puma. Because the looks just hasn't been working out from the games we've seen. It's just too vulnerable to that early Stuart.
Yeah.
Captain's getting his bazookas. Hans will probably spot this. He'll know that the bazookas are online. Kubo can finish off the rifles on the right hand side. They're very low.
Oh, rifles. No, they retreat.
They will get that decap off. Volksgrenadier.
Oh, man.
1 man.
Yeah, almost. 1 man.
That Captain looked like it was going to nail that 1 Volk. AT grenade actually takes out the Kubo. Rifles actually hit vet 1.
That was a good stroke of luck there. And now with the Stuart coming out, yeah, I mean, Hans has got his looks, but once again, not that much before the Stuart comes out.
Lux is on the way. I have a bit of an issue with my computer at the moment. For some reason, Company of Heroes 2 is in this weird partial Windows mode.
Uh-oh.
So I can't actually scroll down or to the left.
Oh, you got the arrow keys. You should be all right.
Looks we'll continue to pick away at this captain squad, and we also got Stern Pioneers moving in. Do I have any upgrades coming up or no? I think they've all been spent on grenades. Oh, we got Panzer Shrek. That's going to deny that Stuart, or at least force it away.
Yes, that's an interesting dynamic now, having to upgrade the bazookas on the captain, but also the bazookas on the Sturms. Looks like that shoe mine went off, took down 2 riflemen at some point.
Another truck. No, I thought I was truck. That's the looks moving forward. Doing heavy damage to that rear echelon squads there in the open. They're forced to pull back. Rifle's not yet vet 1 here, but looks actually needs to be stationary to be effective. And Volks are taking all these garrisons, forcing the Americans pretty much off the map from the center. Looks can now move in and support against the rifles on the flank of this garrison. Should probably move a bit closer.
Here comes Stuart, but Rakitten set up in a nice spot. No, Rakitten not on prioritized vehicles again. Wastes a shot on the rifle squad. Perhaps could have hit the Stuart there. That was a... Once again, I mean, Hunt seems to have that bad habit of not putting prioritized vehicles on his AT guns straight away after they get built.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, another truck's coming up, likely going to be battle group. Or he could go for a Schwer if he really wants to and get those obers out early and... Surprised the Raketten's already running off. I know there was a rifle squad there, but still. Looks is rotating, however, will cut down these rifles since they're in negative cover, taking that additional damage and that received accuracy. Mortar's doing what it can. Vet 1, 5 kills, soon to be Vet 2. Not a lot of kills, just been doing damage. MG34 in the building.
I feel like Shadowwadda just has the superior anti-garrison tools, and I feel like that's why he's winning these garrison-heavy engagements. He's got the mortar, he's got the flamer, whereas Hans has neither of those two.
But meanwhile, Hans is focusing. He has Shrek Stern Pioneers taking the right-hand side field. Looks can drive away anyone who goes for his cutoff in the moment, so as long as the Raketten's there. Volks were going to be healed up shortly, or eventually. A lot of low health models.
Yeah. And he is putting down his battle group there, so he wants to heal all that stuff up, but I mean, he's got to wait for that truck to construct, and he's got to get the upgrade as well, so they're going to be sitting at base for an extremely long time.
I don't think Rifleman going to go for that decap. Stuart will be forced away by the Raketten, however. 2 hits on that Stuart. Won't be able to operate anymore.
There was that long-range hit on the Allied light vehicles you were asking for all day as well.
Still hasn't happened on the first shot, of course.
Need to get their eye in first, eh?
Stern Pioneers will probably be forced away by these riflemen, unless the riflemen charge straight in and get gunned down horribly. For Shadow.
So when the Stern Pioneers get that Panzerschreck upgrade, that negatively affects their repair speeds?
Yep, lowers repair rate and lowers repair rate by 1 and construction speed is reduced by 20%. They'll go back to normal values when they get veterancy, but they're not going to be like the super support squad when they have that upgrade from the Minesweeper.
Yep.
Because 3 repair speed on an upgraded on a Stern Pioneer squad of Shrek? Yes, please. Because they already they're the fastest repairing engineers in the game.
Yeah.
ISGs are being built. Interesting, the 57mm is coming online, but we don't have, unlike Nagano, we're not seeing the big push of the rifleman upgrades. It's by the 10-minute mark. And making that big time push against whatever Axis faction they're fighting.
No, well, Shadowwadda's got the superior... Oh, Shoemine takes down 3 models there.
And the Stern Pioneers can now immediately retake that field.
Yep. Nicely done by Hans.
Flamer's been forced out. We actually have double
Yeah,
the
that's
echelon
just-
field.
Yeah, the second Flamer squad.
Jeez, these two Vogue squads operating near on the left-hand side really need some healing.
Yeah. Yeah, that delay in healing was so costly for Hans. Lost basically the entire map while he's waiting for those to come online.
Looks needs to be stationary to be effective. He's missing so many shots the moment he rotates it. Really needs
Yeah.
to keep that tank up near front but support. It still has that decent HP pool. Gotta be careful, captains here. Stewart's moving back up. Cutoff has been decapped by the Stern Pioneers. They've just been on the right hand side harassing. Panzerstrike lands a nice hit on the Stewart.
Here comes the Flamer to flush them out though. So yeah, very, very tough map if you don't have those anti-garrison tools, and that's why Shadowwadda has gone for Rifle Company. I suppose Hans could have gone for Firestorm himself, but
Repairs going down on the
chose not to.
mechanized truck. The ISG is here, will help support. He can either bombard or just use the smoke to smoke to deny garrisons. Stern Pioneer should probably pull back and get healed up. There's no point of losing models in this engagement. Mortar is finally vet 2. Still only 5 kills.
yeah.
Another Faust is going off. Lux is here. Gotta be careful, rifle anti-tank grenades are available.
Yeah, but he's going to pop one off.
Stern Pioneer should be back on the field shortly.
Stewart also has engine damage though, so can't really pursue it.
Both players sitting on a lot of manpower. Shadowadda has a ton of resources, not spending it though. Ostwind's being called in.
Oh, this could be trouble for Shadowwadda because he hasn't done his tech yet. He should have had his major up by now.
But yeah, he's had 500 manpower and now it's hitting the field.
Yeah, I mean he could have done this about 3 minutes ago. This Osman could really cause some damage whilst he waits
See a
for
big
a
timing
tank.
push from Hans here though.
Yeah,
More Raketans
does
on
have
the
an
field.
AT gun though, so that is one thing to his credit.
Every engagement, Hans has to chuck these grenades. Lux is also coming around. Stern Pioneers are here to support the Lux against incoming AT, or Stewarts. Ostwin actually got hit by a 57 round. Maybe should rotate it. Folks in center taking heavy damage should probably fall back. Stewart's diving in, gonna eat a Faust.
Yeah, that's going to be a dead Stewart. Rakid's
Not
still
sure
there.
why he did that, though. Why he dived in. He wasn't going to get the stun shot. He knew the Volks were in that building. Flamethrowers are here. Will force the Volks out, but they're still at 5 men. Not a good garrison for the captain. That side actually has no windows on that wall for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, those are infiltration grenades.
Hans should probably start using them more over the incendiary. They're a lot cheaper.
A lot cheaper. Yeah.
Once again, the new Raketen hasn't been... We may lose the Volksgrenadier squad here. Thankfully, he's got a lot of cover to use. We'll make it out.
Yep. I mean, Hans, despite not having much map control, he's been doing pretty good on the VPs, only down by
But he's got to deal with
less than 100.
He's got to deal with an E8 coming out.
Shadowwadda doesn't have grenades yet either, which could be a bit of an issue. He's got almost 400 munitions now. He needs to spend it. He's actually going for an easy 8 rather than.
He's going to lose a rifle squad near a minute. Not sure why it took him forever to pull out. He is going to call him white phosphorus. Isn't going to do much though. Does a bit of line sight blocking.
Yeah, well that's important because he needs to control this cutoff. Because Hans does have that whole right hand
57's under attack, hour. We could see the looks move around and also want to take out this 57. He should take that opportunity to do that now. But the E8 will be revealing itself. I think it was a lost opportunity to engage that at 57.
Well, there's easy 8 over there now, so.
Will be spotted. Oswin's going to back away. Raketan Warfares are on the other side of the map. One of them is Vet 1 giving him the cloak ability.
So now that Shadowwadda's got a tank, probably a good idea to try to get some weapon upgrades. Maybe grenades as well.
Massive damage on the EA from both a Shrek and the Cloak Raketan Hour. That extra range is really helping. Stern Pioneers need... Not sure why he's putting his units back into the building.
He's trying to do cheeky, like, between them. Like, back and forth.
But at such low health with his units, he shouldn't be trying to put... Oh, that was a... Did you see that? That's a flamer down.
ISG. Getting some crazy good luck there.
Well, that's actually... I think lost more infantry units throughout this game, though.
Yeah, Shadowwadda is definitely behind. He's lost... What is that, 3 squads now to wipes?
2 rifles. I'm not sure about Hans. He's only lost a Kubel so far.
Yeah, Hans has only lost a Kubel.
We actually have triple Raketans. Not sure if it... Maybe a Puma? Even of course the Puma doesn't have that good penetration, but at least to give him sight. Still no tech up to the Schwerpanzer headquarters. Also, hasn't done much either.
Puma has a really hard time against the Easy 8. The extra bit of armor it has...
I think it's around 200 for the E8 as well. It's very well armored.
Yeah, it's just too much for the Puma to deal with.
Now this rifle squad, it's getting chewed apart. Shouldn't be trying to charge onto that cutoff. He knows the vehicles are still waiting for him. Right hand side, the fuel has been decapped. Rifles are on it. We have Vet 5 Vogues with the STG. He's going to rip into these units. Could maybe make an assault on this anti-tank gun though.
Yeah, see, this is where Shadowwadda's starting to lose a bit of steam because he doesn't have the weapon upgrade, so he's starting to lose to these Volksgrenadiers.
Is that early timing push from OKW at the 23-minute mark against a rifleman? This Raketan, once again, forgetting to set on prioritized vehicle. We got major barrage going down on the MG34. Did you see that wipe?
Oh,
that was the full captain's
infiltration grenades. That's crazy good luck there. Hans is like really picking up some like tasty wipes here.
Hans is better when he's tired? Maybe. Won't get the foul stuff in the E8, but no, he actually doesn't have the munitions for it. 57 could go down here though. If it does go down, Shadowwadda's going to be a major issue dealing with all these vehicles aside from just moving his E8 around the map. So that's a captain, rear echelon, and 2 rifles down. Puma's actually being built.
Oh, well, there you go. I'm kind of surprised about this.
Maybe if it's elite armored for the the heat rounds, but he's not using that doctrine.
No.
Just no weapon upgrades. You have so many munitions. Now they're available.
Okay.
He's going to need to make a big push. He's down to 3 riflemen. None of them are close to Vet 3.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's just a bit late, you know. He's late on his tech to major. He's a little bit late on his weapon racks and his grenade tech. And he might have been able to seal the game by now.
You don't want to be doing that as US. You need to keep your momentum going. Because the US still, even with their change, still has a tough time of breaking through well-defended positions.
Yeah.
Looks could go down. 57, Vet 2. ISG, I think, is trying to counter battery to mortar. It's doing a decent job. Mortar down to 3 members. Pretty much anything that lands near will probably kill
A lot of
it.
action.
Raketchen could get decrewed here. It's in the middle of the open. We'll probably go back in the Hans' favor, though. We'll actually get out of there. Shadowwadda just not managing to pick up any wipes.
No, Shadowwadda is having a lot of trouble wiping squads.
HelpingHans just has so much anti-infantry, though. As well as anti-tank.
Does he have a... oh no, that must be bazooka on that.
Yeah, that you pick it up from the... Yeah, that dead captain. Because the infiltration grenades blew him out the other side of the building.
Yeah. I was like, what? How does he have a Shrek on there? But
I didn't do it. Maybe I accidentally changed one of the doctrines. Makes Scavenge Doctrine even better. Every vehicle you salvage, you get a Panzer Shrek from it.
Oh god.
I still think this would be a good time to set the Schwer Panzer headquarters, get some Obers out, start getting them vet before the rifles hit vet 3, and then he wouldn't have to... Well, actually, no, he's pop-capped.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of support weapons. 3 Rakettens.
Well, E8s are definitely not going to be diving in anytime soon. Shadowwadda, it looks like he's saving up for another tank, though.
Yeah, I mean... maybe he needs some more indirect fire?
Oh, yeah, all he has is a mortar, and mortar, while it has 13 kills, it pretty much pales in comparison to the actual indirect fire. It's mainly meant to support riflemen pushing forward. Vet 4 Volks fighting Vet 2 rifles with BAR, anyone's game. Actually, no, rifles will pull out. Because those Volks were pretty low, and the BAR does a lot of damage at close range.
Yeah, he threw those grenades in the incendiary. It was just a bit too much. There was a lot of munitions, though, for Hans to win that engagement.
Actually, we got a Jackson coming up. I'm not sure if this is a good choice. I think he needs more medium armor. Because he's going to have a unit that's just liable to not be doing anything most of the time.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's going to do much against... I mean...
Because he's losing the infantry war.
Yeah. The vehicles aren't giving him the trouble at the moment. His 57 and the Easy 8 are holding off quite admirably.
He's not fighting any heavy tanks.
No.
Stern Pioneer should probably get out of that building. Look at that house.
I don't think that would pass a building inspection. Okay, White Foss.
No, that is... I think that's Major. Come down
Oh,
once
Major,
again.
okay.
Forces everything to move. But HelpingHans already had his units moving. These Vet 5 Volks are just going to rip these rear echelon in a new one. Just look how much health they're losing, in just per burst. ISG is also Vet 2. Looks at taking fire. Looks will get out of there, though. Pima has
doesn't have the...
That AT gun needs to pull back a bit.
aim.
Yeah, it's Vet 3. It's pretty much a machine gun at this point, but it's very vulnerable to being decrewed, especially since he's standing in the middle of the road.
Yeah. And Hans is taking control of this game, you know? All those wipes are starting to bite Shadowwadda.
It just doesn't have the infantry.
No. Maybe you could start using the white phosphorus barrage on his mortar instead of...
Yeah, but look at his munition income. He's finally got BARs, but now he has no more munitions to spend.
Yeah.
And he's going to lose the mortar. It's out in the... Look, negative cover. Volks need to actually land a hit, though. That's why they're missing so much. Okay, that is just luck right there with the mortar.
They're like packing up and they're setting up and...
It was a Vet 4 Volks squad out of all things.
Yeah.
How do you dodge so many shots while standing in negative cover?
Oh, look at this Puma. It's going deep. It's trying to find the Easy 8, which is being repaired. He's going to find it.
One more shot's gonna kill it. And it actually catches on fire, and Freeland's gonna smoke out of there and just run away. Jackson could finish up, but that is worth it.
Yep.
Because what's Shadowwadda left with? He has a Jackson, but it can't do anything else.
No.
What's his truck doing?
Oh, no, that's dead. Surely.
Free salvage?
Yeah.
Okay, it broke on my screen. It didn't actually explode on my screen. Not sure if it did for you.
No, me neither.
Infiltration grenades on the rear echelon there. Almost get dropped there. Shadowwadda's crumbling.
Cool. Yep.
Another truck is on its way. I'm not sure where, if it's actually going to set up this time. Shadowwadda could go. No, he can't go for another tank. He doesn't have the fuel income. He's just been slowly pushed back by this heavy support weapon play, as well as infantry.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, and he's lost those wipes, and he just lost steam when he didn't have the weapon or grenade upgrades. And then going for the Jackson was very questionable. Didn't help him at all against the infantry, which he's having so much trouble against.
Looks about to hit Vet 3, gonna be a lot more powerful. Well, at least in sighting, as a scout unit. Hans, set your Raketans on prioritize, for God's sakes. They're all on it. Is he just looking for lucky snipes despite the fact that it's been changed?
Maybe.
M8 Scott is finally reaching field. Will probably be really good at trying to clear these weapons, but he still needs to be careful. The M8, unless you're really lucky, doesn't one-hit squads most of the time.
We got the Schwer going up, covering that munitions point.
Buy medium panzer authorization, and he'll be good to go.
Yep.
Rifles charging in the Vet 4 Volks.
Well, he's probably just going to go straight for the King Tiger, right?
He could. But will he have the pop cap for that? Jackson's rotating to engage the Ostwind, but Ostwind's already backing away.
It would be questionable, but he can always just suicide one of those Raketans. It would definitely be worth it to get that King Tiger in. After that, I mean, Shadowwadda's got one Jackson, but that's not going to keep back at King Tiger, Flak Panzer, and the Lukes.
Hans needs to be careful with this Vet 2 Raketa and needs to keep it alive. It does been changed for a Raketa, and it does take a few moments for it to cloak, because it doesn't make sense that it should be able to cloak in an instant the moment you see combat. Cutoff is going to be recaptured, but we got a triple cap going on, 266 to 185. And these Volks are, with their grenades, they're just causing so much damage to these rifles on approach that they'll eventually win out, even with the superior durability of riflemen.
Yeah.
This Volk squad actually has 33 kills.
What? Really? Wow.
The one with the bazooka.
That's crazy good.
ISG is at 9 kills. IS2, that ISG rounds? Yeah. Could see the King Tiger though. Hans does have that option. You don't need medium panzer authorized, you just need all your trucks set.
Yeah, exactly. So that is in effect kind of a buff towards the King Tiger.
I may need to change that, but I don't think it's a really problem since most people aren't generally going for the Schwer straight ahead. No, it's generally both trucks and the Schwer's next option. The M8 Scott is here. Howard's going to have struggle with these guys in garrisons. It also really struggles to hit moving targets. It's really there to force your opponent to move and punish weapon teams.
Yeah, I think he's a bit late on the Scott. Probably should have got it maybe instead of the Jackson.
He's not bleeding a lot of manpower. He's taking health damage and maybe being forced to pull back. But he's not bleeding. Look at his manpower income. 900.
No.
And 300 fuel in the bank. Sadly, he can't afford a King Tiger, I don't think. More grenades being tossed away, but Hans can afford. He's got plus 52 income. I think the houses are finally going to start collapsing. One building on the left side is about to collapse. One building in the north has collapsed. Church is still going strong.
It's just a rule for the center at the moment. Shadowwadda's getting very low on VPs.
But is it wise for him to just keep pushing center like this? Because this is pretty much Hans' strong point. And look what we have here. In its full dazzle camouflage, the King Tiger. There's not enough AT, I think, even with the vetted 57mm. It's so easy to get wiped on that thing.
Yeah, King Tiger's AoE is so crazy.
And look at this, we even have smoke going down in center. We did have a few smoke rounds get dropped.
Oh, he's making use of that. That's from an infantry support gun, isn't it?
Yep. One of the new things added to allow OKW to be, you know, give them more anti-garrison as well as the improved ISG. Give them some form of non-dock smoke. Scott's trying to counter fire, but you see it only takes out one member of the squad.
This is first kill, actually.
Scots are a very micro-heavy unit, I find. Because you gotta be constantly spamming that attack around. The mortar team could go down here. It's still packing up. Mortar team's down. Just a very big push from Hans here.
And mortar almost looks like a bazooka when it's on the ground like that.
It is just, what, a green tube? Ooh, same as the bazooka. And look at this, King Tiger just blows it away. Well, it seems to be a little bugged on my screen. The mortar seems to be using the Russian model for its def, along with itself. Anyways,
yeah, I can see two down there.
Relic, fix this. I can't do it myself. The flanks have been secured once again. Hans still has all his light vehicles, and they can push off the riflemen. Hans can just keep moving in and back and forth to King Tiger and just go for the bleed on the riflemen.
Yeah. That being said, his repair is not that fast because he's got the Shrek stems rather than the support stems.
Oh. Actor Sturms actually only have 2 kills throughout this game. They've mainly been capping, I think, and just firing that Panzer Shrek. Lots of indirect fire firing into the center, though.
Yeah, Scott's just about vet 1.
Another Scots on the way.
I like his style, but I don't have high hopes.
It's probably too late at this point. Generally, you want with the Scott strategy, you need to get early game momentum in sprint. You're just building a wall of support weapons and Scots and just bleeding your opponent dry of manpower every time push they make. Rear Echelon get forced away. They're not going to finish that cap. They're 63 points to 258. It's just not looking good. They're constantly being forced to throw more men into afraid to grab these EPs. But he can't afford the bleed, unlike Hans.
No, Hans got 600 in the bank. He's not sweating this at all.
And the question is, how does Shadowwadda respond to like the looks and the Oswin on the flanks? He needs to keep his Jackson and a 57 in the center for that King Tiger guy can poke its head in. He doesn't have enough HE to divert to other locations. But for God's sakes, Hans, prioritize on these things.
Jackson's getting some choice hits on the KT.
Got a mass retreat going on. Lux needs to be careful. Doesn't want to be driving in there. May see an AT grenade. We will be seeing it. But all the riflemen are immediately forced back. Jackson's going to be vet too. Going to give it a lot more sight and power.
It could take a Panzerfaust here.
I don't think there's enough. Actually, it's taken a sliver of damage, so we'll enter that threshold. And it's under fire from bazookas. However, Volks need to be careful.
Ooh,
get taken out by the Scots.
Oh, the Scots come good there. That's what Shadowwadda need to get. He needs some wipes to get back in this game.
Question is, will that make Hans stronger, but sacrificing his infantry so he can do what he did against Nagano, just build more tanks and overrun the entire front?
Well, that could happen. But I mean, it's such a shame to lose the Vet 5 squad.
I think that's the one with the bazooka as well.
Oh no, that would be bad news.
Rear echelon, however, can't get the cap on the left-hand side, and VPs are still ticking, and Jaegers are being popped out. Just going to deny this Major from pushing forward and hold him position here.
Yeah. Very long VPs as Shadowwadda 27, 26. He's in big trouble.
Scots have relocated, forcing away the MG-34. Major's been forced away. Hans is pop-capped, however.
Yeah, and this is maybe where Shadowwadda can get back into the game because, I mean, he can, of course, decrew tanks, use the popcap exploit. He's getting quite close to popcap himself.
I think the only way to really fix the popcap exploit is to give every US vehicle its own particular crew. And that crew's worth the popcap of the vehicle.
Yeah.
I may have to try that out.
It's not that big of a problem, I don't think.
Unless you're spamming Scots, I guess. We have 2 Scots on the field. Now the Scots are going to take their toll on the infantry.
Yeah, Shadowwadda looks like he's winning this engagement for the centre, but that's because the King Tiger's still back being repaired. The Luke's going to make a play for the left-hand VP, so Shadowwadda may be about to lose that. No, he's got 2 bazookas on that squad.
On the rear echelon?
Yeah, that's...
We had a mine hit, rifles
Very
suppressed. Lose 2 miles, but no one's there to keep them pinned. You know, Vos could just dance around the point to avoid that Scott shot. Oh, that was a close one. They were behind sandbags, thankfully, but more Scott shots are incoming. We got 2 of them here.
Oh, Jaeger's making a dash for the centre. Got sprint on.
King Tiger, where are you? It's on, moving on to the left-hand side. Ostwin and Lux need to get involved in the combat.
KT's incoming. This is going to be trouble for that RE.
Immediately takes out 1 model. Roketans can now move up.
Shadowwadda managed to hold the line in the centre.
Hans may want to save it for the artillery and drop it on the 57 and force them to move, but we actually got ISG smoke, or I think that was ISG smoke being dropped in. Roketan's actually going to go for a sneaky cap. Jackson could go out. Actually gets taken out. Where did that come from?
Yeah.
It was in near the center. And Shadowwadda is giving up.
Surrenders.
And